Hello. First of all, a disclaimer. This. See how it says it's good news? It's not good news. See the capital T? T stands for torture. I'm kind of like out of practice because I went 9 days without making a single video. It's I got a full-time job and I might only make weekly videos. That's just the way it is. Either too lazy or exhausted or something. But I had this rant that's been bottled up in me for like a whole fucking week. I kind of got a somewhat full-time job, maybe not quite full-time. I'm probably working only 35 hours, but the way the bus system runs here, SEMTA bus, the way it runs here, that sometimes they'll show up late, sometimes they won't show up at all. It's here in Macomb County, Michigan, bus system is fucked because either half of the crew is out sick or half of the crew quit on them or whatever the fuck. But the bus system sucks here, and I still rely on it to go to work. So they're always gonna be late or not show up at all. I'll leave for work a couple hours beforehand just to get to work because I don't trust them to be on time. I'll take earlier buses. I'll just sit in the back and roast. I'll just go an hour early and sit back and get warm because it's been 0 degrees here. 0 degrees Fahrenheit here. I have no idea what you're trying to say. Oh. So, fuck. So I do not endorse this book or advocate the use of the words of this book. I'm an atheist. I use this book as a weapon against itself. It's all evil. It's all lies. I'm capital N-O-T. I'm not a pastor. I'm an activist against this evil, despicable book. Now, a few cherry picks to get going. Subscribe, like, or you could dislike and comment. So, I ask a Christian friend because I'm an atheist and most of my friends are Christians because that's the way it is in my community. My atheist friends are on the internet, but in real life, I have no real atheist friends. So we got a bunch of dumb fucks for friends who are deluded in Christianity. So they seem to be very upset about me making atheist, anti-religion videos. So they're going to say, oh, please stop it. Mo, don't make fun. I said, well, why don't you make a video? I don't know. So say pick out a verse and recite it without even looking in a book. Just recite a verse. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, John 3:16. That's the only one that really matters to me. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. They automatically cherry pick that one verse and they think it's about love. But they didn't read front to back, did they? You know why they're upset? It's because I'm reading the stuff that they don't want to read. You only pick out the bad stuff, Mo. You're a bad old atheist cherry picker, aren't you, Mo? Well, look at your cherry pick. You can only recite one verse, and you don't even read the book. Well, my pastor said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Here it is in the book, right there. Let's see. Again. This is small print. Okay. I'm going to have to get some larger print here. Sorry, folks, my eyesight's so bad. Go large book instead. John 3:16. Yes, so God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whosoever believeth on him may not die, but will have everlasting life. You will not die. You will have everlasting life, which is a fucking myth, because once you die, you go right under the ground and that's it, or you're going to get cremated, or you're going to just decay under the fucking ground. That's it. Death is like a light switch. Once, if you like never pay your electricity and you get shut off, but you never pay again, you're off forever. It's like a permanent off. Once you're dead, and that's it. But for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. You have everlasting life. No. Okay. What happens 2 verses later? Whosoever believeth in him avoids condemnation, but whosoever does not is already fucking damned. He that believes not is damned. It means, hey, my buddy Atheist Mo, I'm a Christian guy, and this is my buddy Atheist. He's my buddy and atheist. No, it says that your fucking friend who's an atheist is to be damned. So John 3:16 is so fucking sweet. But 2 verses later, he says, fuck the atheist. He's damned to fucking hell. How lovely is 3:16, but jump to 3:18, it's fucking horrible. So the timid Christian says, it's only because God so loved the world that, and love your neighbor like yourself, and like it's all la-di-da, love your neighbor like yourself. God so loved the world. It's only because that's what my pastor told me. When you really didn't even read the fucking book. You proudly wear the Christian label, but you don't know the book. But for God so loved the world that Two Thessalonians, motherfucker. Too many picture pages in a big family Bible. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 8. When with flaming power he will inflict punishment on those who do not acknowledge God. In flaming fire he will inflict punishment on those who do not know God. Who does not know God? I would say infants under 2 years old. Don't understand what you're saying when you say God. Who does not know God? I say infants do not know God. When we get to Psalm 137, verse infants, and flame and vengeance, and flame and fire. Take vengeance on those who do not know God. 37, verse 9. Happy is the one who shall seize your infants and smash your little ones against the rocks. Happy is the one who seizes your infants and dashes them against the rocks. But he first said, love the world, Daddy. And you love your neighbor like yourself. Unless he tells you to smash infants against rocks. But love your neighbor like yourself. Didn't I tell you about that? My pastor told me about love your neighbor like yourself. Well, what's the book, chapter, and verse? I don't know. It's just what my pastor told me. How about Mark 12:31 and Matthew 22:39? But for God so loved the world that you should love your neighbor like yourself. And Psalm 139, verse 22. With a deadly hatred, I hate them. They are my enemies. With a deadly hatred, I hate them. They are my enemies. But you love your neighbor like yourself. With a deadly hatred, I hate them. Psalm 139, 22. Matthew 22:39 says, love your neighbor like yourself. Mark 12:31, love your neighbor like yourself. Psalm 139:22, is with deadly hatred, I hate them. Now, what about the atheists? Okay, now we're going to get into the street preacher, the street corner preacher. They think they really got something over on the atheist because they love to cherry pick Psalm 14:1. The fool says in his heart, there is no God. The fool says in his heart, there is no God. That's a street preacher session is Psalm 14:1, Psalm 53:1. The fool says in his heart, there is no God. I think I got something over on the atheists. I'm going to scare them. The fool says in his heart, there is no God. Hey, that's brilliant. I got something over on the atheist. Hey. What does it say in Matthew 5:22? Maybe give you time to Google it because I'm on a smoke break. Matthew 5:22. Still on a smoke break. Matthew 5:22. Matthew 5. My vision sucks today, people. I don't know why. What I say to you is everyone who grows anger with his brother shall be liable to judgment. Anyone who uses abusive languages toward his brother shall be answerable to Sanhedrin, who, and if he holds him in contempt, he risk fury, fire of hell. The NAB sucks. If you curse your brother, you're in much danger of hellfire as anyone. It means that if the fool says in his heart, there is no God, and you speak about a fucking fool saying that you deserve hellfire, well, you deserve hellfire yourself. So what's up, no viewer? So this bus stop preacher is, I'm getting the bus to go to work. And I know this bus ride is probably only 10 minutes. We're going to go 4 miles. It's probably going to be 10 minutes. And inside the bus, he's rambling on about fire and brimstone and atheists burning and hell that I only recall him referring to Psalm 14. That's the only thing I remember hearing Psalm 14. That the fool says in his heart there is no God. Oh, I think I got something over on the atheists. We're victorious. We're victors. And there's this little 2-year-old baby right there chuckling and and the mother's holding her. This guy's rambling on top of his lungs, and the bus driver's not doing anything but just driving. And there's a couple dozen people on the bus. And I think because no one was making a fuss about him, and it was aggravating the fuck out of me, where I could have really wanted to punch him, but that's criminal activity right there. I don't do criminal activities because, I'm a coward when it comes to fighting too. But I didn't want to bother getting into a debate because I figured that I only have a 10-minute trip. Don't even bother. I just got off the bus and he's still saying, the fool says in his heart, there is no God. You goddamn atheist. So I said, Matthew 5:22, you call someone a fool, you're in danger of hellfire yourself. Roadside preachers like to say Psalm 14:1. They think they got something over on us. Call us a fool. I don't mind being foolish. I'm not going to believe in talking snakes or talking donkeys, or that we're all, our ancestors were all incest babies because of Adam and Eve had a bunch of incest babies. And incest babies happen again and again. And even the Noah flood, you had Noah flood incest babies and Noah flood incest babies and shit like that. You think we're all incest victims? No. That's a line of bullshit. There's no Adam and Eve or Noah. Grow up. So the fool says in his heart there is no God. Oh, that ought to really scare the atheists. Oh, they're shaking. I bet you Mo's not going to make a video. He's too scared, right? Oh, how fucking bad is it to be called a fool? I don't care. I'm a fool because I don't believe your evil book that's full of tens of thousands of contradictions and hundreds of references to cruelties and violences, and slavery is approved 34 times. Dozens of verses that talk about smashing babies apart. Yeah, that's a good book, right? Hi, Trusty Ape. Good. I'm talking about the bus stop preacher when I'm waiting for the bus to go to work. And they like to quote Psalm 14:1 as a recap of all that. And I said, well, Matthew 5:22, You call me a fool, you're in danger of hellfire yourself. So we're going to go on with Matthew 7:19. Fire and brimstone to you, Mo. I want to burn you forever, you fucking asshole. Matthew 7:19. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. If you're not a good tree, you're going to be thrown into the fire. You better be good. Be thrown in the fire. That was Matthew 7:19. Yeah. Kevin, there's guys that roam the sidewalks with giant Bibles like this, screaming at people. And the thing that makes me different is I don't put on a public display. I just go to home and make a YouTube. Because I tell you, some of these people want me to result to physical violence, and physical violence equals criminal activity, and it puts you in jail. So that's the reason I don't do it. Some of these people are so thick-headed that you could give them the contradictions on what they're saying, but they're so fixed that they're extreme cherry pickers themselves, that they want to cherry pick the stuff, that the bad stuff, where it's going to tell you that, hey, you know what? While you're living, I can't burn you to death, but I wish that you would burn to death for eternity after you die. What a friend. I'm spreading the message of love, but you don't accept that message of love, then I can't do anything about it legally in the United States, because burning to death people, you'll be in prison for life. That's the reason I don't do it, because, I'm a Christian who says, you read the stuff about burning people to death, you really want to do it, but you're going to say, well, let God judge them after they die. And after they die, I want you to burn fucking forever. But if you Google the cremation process, I'd say at the minimum 2.5 hours for a thin person, up to 3.5 to 4 hours for a heavier person. No one could burn to death forever, because the cremation process is anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. So you cannot burn for eternity. You only burn 2 to 4 hours. As far as anyone who has an urn where your loved one's cremated, no one burns forever. And there's no heaven either. So, I think I really got something over on those atheists. And then he continued on with let's read more of Psalm 14. Then we'll go onward to something else. Because it's a big book, there's a lot of flipping. You're gonna be patient with me. I don't care how long the video is. I'm gonna do it. 14.1 is what I was doing all this fucking video long. 14.2. Onward. The Lord looks down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there be one who is wise and seeks God. Shouldn't he already know without looking? All alike have gone astray. Why have they gone astray? I guess their presence ain't so fucking strong, is it? They have become perverse. There's not one who does good, not even one. Everyone's gone perverse and no one does good, no, not one. Are they still talking about the atheists or are they talking about everybody? The street preacher is saying, everyone who doesn't belong to my church, there's like 40,000 denominations over here, and we only have a true one. Well, fuck everyone else. And how many different religions are there? Thousands of them. How many fucking contradictions are there? Tens of thousands of them. Okay. Matthew 13:40. I want you to burn forever, motherfucker. The T, where's the T? Here. T. T stands for torture. T stands for torture section. Now, we're going to go Matthew 13:40. Damn. Just as weeds are collected and burned, so will be the same at the end of the world. Just as twigs and weeds are burned, so it will be at the end of the world. They want an end of the world. They want it to burn. Wants the world to burn. The world is like burning weeds. Damn. I don't give a fuck about the world. I want it to burn up. Damn. Matthew 25:41. $25.41. Damn it. Everything's so small. Then he will say to those on his left, out of my way, out of my sight. You are condemned into that everlasting fire. You will be into an everlasting fire. You'll be into an everlasting fire. Everlasting means infinity. Didn't I say the cremation process lasts from anywhere from 2 to 4 hours? If you Google it, study up on the cremation process. nobody could burn for eternity. But according to the Bible, it does. Matthew 25:46. These will go off to eternal punishment. And the just to everlasting life. There's a division there. Anyone who doesn't believe, eternal punishment, and then, everlasting bliss, motherfucker, whatever. Matthew 18. So I guess God hates the atheist. Obviously. (18:8) and 9. If your hand or foot is undoing, cut it off and throw it from you. It is better for you to enter into life maimed or crippled than to be thrown into 2 hands and 2 feet into everlasting fucking fire. But Mo, I told you that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. And you love your neighbor like yourself. Why don't you dump your religion